Welcome back to Almighty Blues FC, a fan channel for all to see. Very excited. Yes, we are here for the post match reaction, the review, immediate review of the Newcastle versus Chelsea game. Yes, we did cover a detailed preview. Of course, my mate Adam won't be very happy right now. The link is in the description. Great preview, a lot of things into it, but we dominated. Newcastle 0, Chelsea 3. Yes, you heard it right. We get the predictions wrong as well, but it was a win predicted. So, great one at that. And before we get into details, smash that like button. Do subscribe. The more subscriptions we have, the more views we get, and the more support and encouragement we get. Of course, press that bell notification icon. Earlier today, we did also upload another video that was about the Carabao Cup, the quarterfinal reaction, the draws. So check it out as well. The link will be below. I hope to get more support because it is Chelsea, top of the league, very much so. Still top of the league. 10 game weeks are over, and we keep saying that hey, it's early in the season, etc. Trust me, we are looking great. This was supposed to be the billionaires derby. I know, not a billionaire, so to speak, but yeah, as in, at the end of the day, it's Roman Abramovich versus the Newcastle consortium, right? As in, so this was supposed to be that, but it didn't show on the pitch. Sorry to say, I know Newcastle have just been taken over, but far from it. Chelsea were dominant right from the beginning till the end. Of course, it was a cagey game in the first half, and we'll get to it. But firstly, the starting 11. Again, I thought, Thomas Tuchel, what is he doing? Like, there was a surprise in the starting 11. There was no Mason Mount. But then we got to know that Mason Mount was unfortunately ill and sent back. Like, he did travel to Tyneside, but that was it. So, literally, we had, I think, Kovacic out, Mason Mount, of course, out, Werner out, Pulisic out, and of course, a top goal scorer in Romelu Lukaku out as well. Five first teamers, right? As in, I would actually argue all five kind of deserve to start in the Chelsea 11, maybe at least three. Again, comment below. Do you think we had a major miss of at least 3 to 4 players? I would say so for sure. So I thought this is a banana skin, and the very first minute gave it away because extremely, as in, I don't know, Chelsea underestimated Newcastle or what? The very first minute, Saint Maximin got the ball and he played Ryan Fraser on the left hand side. They were playing a 5-3-2, but I thought, hey, they are attacking, right from the beginning. But Ryan Fraser luckily missed his opportunity. I think he tried to cross the ball. He should have just kind of dribbled further and just taken a shot. But that was it. That was start of Newcastle's attack and end of Newcastle's attack. That is it. Entire game. Trust me. Any Geordies watching, please comment below and tell me as in what do you think about Newcastle's approach to the game. I know Graham Jones probably had them defensively set up, but they should be going for basically some kind of attacks as well at home, especially after that takeover. Very difficult how they will survive. Anyway, let's discuss that another day. But getting into the game, of course, it was a low block, but I could see definitely, them playing a great formation, an innovative formation that is 6-4. Yes, they played with literally six defenders and four in front of them. Absolutely no one kind of even to, get the breaks. So Rudiger, of course, our great defender, decided to play a couple of long balls and great long balls, and he actually had, I think, Ben Chilwell on one of them who kind of got the ball down but couldn't take the shot. And of course, Rudiger also later in the game went on a great run. The recent game, I think it was one of the Champions League games. Again, I don't remember. I think it was Malmo. No, it was Zenit. Comment below which game was it. Rudiger went for that great run. It was a similar run that he went again, but unfortunately, the last pass that he tried to make instead of shooting, did not really, was up to the expectations. But yes, going on, the first 20 minutes literally passed by. We didn't do anything much apart from maybe Rudiger trying to create a couple of chances. Not really, had that cutting edge. We had a lot of possession. I think at one point, midway through the first half, we had about 82% possession. 82. Yes, you heard it right. Crazy, right? But we didn't do much, I would say. We could have definitely done much better, and that's just my opinion. Like, again, comment below like what we could have done. Ziyech, yes, Ziyech started as well. Of course, we didn't talk about the starting 11 with Mason Mount being out. Ziyech started. The rest of the 11 kind of picked itself as we had kind of put in the preview. The link is below, so that's the reason I didn't go over it in detail. But certainly, Ziyech, his balls, he was trying to kind of play those long balls over the top, but there was no runner. So it was kind of strange why he was going on playing those balls. Not very convincing. Meanwhile, Newcastle, their approach, not just low block, but if once they get the ball, give it to the goalkeeper keeps it. That's what they were playing, like literally. Even when the ball was going out for a throw in, it was, I think, Matt Ritchie on the left hand side, he got booked as well, like taking forever. And that was just in the first half an hour. Can you believe that? That was the approach, like negative approach. I don't know what their fans must be thinking. I know it's Chelsea, top of the league, champions of Europe, we know what we are, but still, like, that is not a great approach, I would say, when just 30 minutes have passed in the game. But anyway, moving on, of course, Ziyech also, like, he had a couple of great strikes as well, I would say. Give him that. But I think, yeah, one of them obviously went in the goal as well. And that was a great Jorginho pass to him. But unfortunately, Ziyech was deemed to be offside, rightly so. Probably Ziyech was just off kind of the pace, like he wasn't really there. I know that his season has been such that going in, going out, and coming in, etc., in the team. So I can still understand why he was like offside a couple of times, but not enough for me overall. Like, I would say in the first, say, 35 minutes that I saw. Moving on, definitely, I think Rudiger, I think probably he was the player of the first half. Like, that's what I would say, because we didn't do anything much in the first half apart from that. Really dross. Like, I was really disappointed, simply put. And I was actually underwhelmed by Kante. Yes, Kante did not have his usual first half, in that game. So, again, comment below in the first half. Who do you think was underwhelming? Who do you think was really good? For me, definitely it was Rudiger, kind of special performance, both in terms of defense, passes, as well as his runs, like, something else. But apart from that, really underwhelming. I think Ben Chilwell also not really in the game, because we were for some reason going on the right hand side with all our attacks and not our left, unlike the recent games. So that was surprising as well for me. And of course, Ziyech, like I mentioned, could be doing much better. Second half started, and that's when Ziyech, you could see that definitely Thomas Tuchel has given him, properly in the halftime break. But yeah, Ziyech, took a great strike, I think 2 minutes into the second half, and I think it deflected off a Newcastle player, and Darlow was literally waiting for the ball to go inside the net, but luckily for Newcastle, it hit the post and rebounded back away from goal. So Ziyech unlucky. Again, the great shot that he had is what he had in the game. Like, apart from that, I didn't see him doing anything else. Also, in the second half, initially we could notice Kai Havertz. Definitely, he was making those runs up front, pressurizing the goalkeeper. That was clear to see, and Darlow had to kick it out for a throw in a couple of times. So. There was certainly some kind of effort to kind of press even more in the second half and go for the attack and go for more shots as well. And I think it was around the 57th minute. Yeah, as in not much happened till then. And around the 57th minute, I think it was a great counter-attacking, move by us. And that kind of almost kind of led to a goal. But then they blocked and they counterattacked as well. This was probably the only second attack that they had, but we defended it well. I think, if I'm not wrong, it was Thiago Silva, Christensen. Again, do let me know if I'm incorrect, but for me, definitely that block was important. Not that it was a chance; they really had the chance only in the first minute that we already covered. But apart from that, I think, yeah, this was the only, so as to say, an opportunity that they could have done, and we defended well. And then I thought something's got to change. I was calling for Ruben Loftus-Cheek all the time. I did tweet. Again, check out my socials below. Almighty Blues FC is active on all social media. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was called for, and he came on in the 64th minute. I think he replaced Kante. Obviously, Kante had a better second half, I would say, but still coming back from injury, and we need more attack. We needed a goal, so Loftus-Cheek, brought more creativity, obviously. And apart from that, the second change was surprising because Barkley, who didn't have a great game recently, was brought on. But as an impact player, he's done well this season, so why not? Of course, we had a lot of injuries, so he was an only attacker apart from Loftus-Cheek on the bench. Ziyech obviously was a person taken off, and right then, I don't know whether it was Loftus-Cheek coming on, and of course, the Chelsea academy, the Cobham boys, just turning up. I think Loftus-Cheek takes a shot, it kind of rebounds from a Newcastle player. Or sorry, this was actually the first goal. Yes, we scored first. The first goal was definitely Callum Hudson-Odoi made the start. Callum Hudson-Odoi actually got a double dribble. Like that was something missing, in maybe when he played right wing back. This guy was really dribbling well this game, especially in that second half. Wow, the double dribble, double time beating the player, and then going to the byline. Almost, it was a corner or almost a goal kick for them, but he got in that cross just in time, which again rebounded and finally fell to Reece James on the left hand side. Yes, and off his left foot, got a great curling effort right in the bottom of the net. Awesome goal. This was one of the goals of the season for me, especially considering that he scored off his left. Reece James, I don't know what it is with you. Hats off. Of course, it was St. James's Park, so Reece James had to score, had to be the hero, and he got that breakthrough that I thought it is not going to come. It was in the 66th, 67th minute, yes, and of course, fantastic goal is what I would say, all down to Reece James, and definitely a role played by Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. And then the Loftus-Cheek effort, which kind of was rebounded, by the Newcastle player just 2 minutes after that, around 68th minute, and Reece James again had the ball off his right foot. This was literally a lesson how to score long shots. Perfect goal. That was almost perfect. That Darlow did not even move this time. Superb. Straight in the back of the net, and this was 2-0. And Reece James got a brace. Brilliant. Awesome. Like I don't have words. Like, Reece James definitely is going right to the very top. Just hear me out. Like this guy, forget Hakimi, forget whatever you wanted. Like this guy is definitely right on top, because it's not just the goals he scored. Like he scores all worldies first of all, but his defense top notch. As a right wing back, I think we'll probably be able to use much more of him than we were able to do at right back even. Like I have to say that. And yes, he was beaten in the air a couple of times in the first half, but that's about it. I think 1 year down the line, you will talk about Reece James being easily the right back, best right back in the world. Of course, the Trent Alexander-Arnold fans will definitely debate there. Again, comment below. What do you think? Overall package, I would take Reece James. Definitely, at least this calendar year, he's been better. That's what I can say. But yes, going on, I thought 2-0 away at Newcastle, I would take that happily. And of course, the defense has been fantastic. Only one away goal conceded, and we did cover in the preview, remember? But that was not it. Because I think in 79th minute, yes, it was 79th minute, I think Kai Havertz, he was played in a great run made by him actually. Unfortunately, I don't remember who actually played him in. I'm guessing it must have been Jorginho, because he had some great passes as well throughout the game. Again, comment below, help me out here. But yes, hopefully all the other details are absolutely correct. Kai Havertz, great run, and Darlow had to foul him. Otherwise, Kai Havertz would have scored again, similar to the Champions League goal final that he scored. Champions League final goal that he scored. But yes, Kai Havertz was there, fouled. Jorginho stepped up. VAR couldn't do anything. Jorginho knew it was a penalty. He took the penalty nonchalantly. This guy is super penalty taker without even thinking. He just kicks the ball. Just a slight pause, I would say, very slight pause, but that was more than enough to put off the goalkeeper. It was 3-0 away at Newcastle, St. James's Park, with James Brace. And of course, the final few minutes, we just played it out as though it was a training session. Barkley, especially, I must say, that's some kind of shithousery. Barkley, come on. Like, you were actually showboating. Come on. You have to prove yourself that you got to start for Chelsea. But again, like I gave you there, we won 3-0 away, top of the league. Meanwhile, Liverpool, with a 2-0 lead, went on to draw against Brighton. Yes, they conceded 2 goals against Brighton, and they definitely dropped 2 points. They were already one behind us. Now they are 3 points behind us. And I didn't watch every minute of that game. Of course, that was on another system as well. But I believe Brighton more than deserved it. Even they would have deserved a win, I would say. But again, a draw is what I would take happily. Not just that. Manchester City lost Does that even happen against Crystal Palace? Yes. Of course, Laporte getting the red card helped, but Crystal Palace again deserved it. 2-0 with our man Conor Gallagher. Yes, Conor Gallagher, the next star. Trust me, he's Mason Mount Part 2. I've been telling it. Watch all my videos. You will get to know this guy is Mason Mount Part 2. Hopefully, he continues. And it is basically Man City 5 points behind Chelsea. Top of the league, Mendy got the clean sheet, even 6 clean sheet, the highest number of clean sheets in 10 games of the EPL till now. People say Mendy doesn't deserve the praise that he's been getting recently. He deserves a praise and even nomination Ballon d'Or, which he did not. Like, that's honest opinion. Like what he's had the entire year, and from strength to strength we go. Again, great win. Of course, we have another busy week coming on. So stay tuned for all the content on Almighty Blues FC. We will certainly be covering most of those content, and we have a festival coming up, but still we will keep you covered. Do check out below because we did release a new video, like I said, the Carabao Cup quarterfinal draw reaction, and press that bell notification icon, subscribe if you haven't, share the link, and up the Chels. Come on!